see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay, hey, yeah, ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Walk with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom, boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on it and next. Whip this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Yeah. Oh shoot, they don't let me shoot a whole clip. Firepower in this coalition. We just turned the field into a demolition. It was desolate, but I had premonition. I was training for war, every exhibition, every extra mission, every enemy listening. Get off my dick, I got bad intentions. Make it right every wrong, and I'm back with a vengeance. I show you the ropes. Peace in my town, I can show you the coast. Up in the shots if they wanted to smoke. If you know, then you know. Suited up, my whole team do the same. Don't you forget who created the game. Ready for war, I was born with grenades. The trenches where soldiers are made. Let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever.
Take back what's been stolen from me, little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. I got my eyes on you, and you got no clue what I'm supposed to do. I can't help myself. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. No, you wouldn't take what's not yours. If you know who I am, when the night will fall, I'll haunt your dreams. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. piece.
Double A, double up. Yeah. Double A, double up. The money I color. Double A, double up. The money I color.
Turns of 4 turns of 8. Sleep and get paid. Rich when I wake. I bet the bank. I set the pace. Guess what I make? That's what I make. Counting pockets.
Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto Charts with Road Dogg. My name is Lane. Taking a look at the charts tonight. Right now, just a friendly little reminder. Links are in the chat. 4-letter word that can save you 10% off your Tangem wallets. All you need is an NFC-enabled phone and get your wallet set. Very safe, very secure. Tap, tap, so easy. Let us take a look at the market, shall we? Here on the daily, lots of red. Market is scared. Lots of wild claims on YouTube thumbnails. That's just a little crazy. Maybe we should just start out with a little altcoin news just to get us in the spirit today. See what's happening in the altcoins today. Well, today in altcoins, Justin Sun said that an Ethereum ETF will not be approved in May, but he recently bought over 600 million more Ethereum. Trustless State has hinted Eigenlayer is rumored to be coming this week. Energy Web Token published a research on the connection between Energy WebX and BlackRock. Not an official announcement. Lido Finance, some paradigm-related rumors are going around. New token with a part airdrop to the holders and something restaking related. Nakamoto Games planned a launching of new P2E game and will reveal new assets for the Nakaverse 2.0. According to Token Unlock, the massive unlock of meme is scheduled for May 3rd. Meson Network announced that its staking feature is coming soon. The Pups team has been testing the Runes migration over the weekend. The migration will result in a 1-to-100 token split, followed by a listing on central exchanges. RLB on Solana to migrate to Ethereum on May 1st. After May 1st, any remaining RLB on the Solana network will be burned. 826 million SWI is scheduled to unlock on May 3rd. Banar Chain has announced the imminent mainnet launch campaign and plans to reveal new partnerships and adoptions this week. And finally, Tezos has announced it will release news about Manchester United in the next 24 hours. And that is what has happened in crypto today. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Hanging out here on the 4-hour, man. Can we say anything good about this? Oh yeah, we can say lots good about this. We're still above where we were hanging out here on back in February or April 17th. We can say that. This could be a higher low. This could just be a lower high. It won't make a lower low. We have to wait and see. Now, zooming out, I'm following this. This is my idea. Is this bottom here connecting that, and I'm following that the channel that we were in, and we already had one test of it, and we came down, and if we kind of blow this up a little bit here on the daily, and you see we wicked down there, and we even wicked below it a little bit. This is a price zone, so it's not like to the letter. If you're looking for an exact nail it price, it don't work that way, baby, but we do get some zones. There are some warning signs here, though, man. I mean, if we do lose this trend line, if we come down and I see a candle close below here, I mean, a wick is fine. We can wick down here, wick back up, wick down here, wick back up. I don't like it, but we can do it and be okay. But if we get a candle body, like to open beneath this and, you know, we get a solid candle beneath this, then I am like, that's my sign that, ooh, we're likely to come down to these $53,000 areas. See, we got a little bit of a trend line taking us about right down there, maybe toward the end of May. Maybe a slow burn, maybe a just, who knows, but you have to be prepared. You do have to plan to de-risk if certain things happen in this market. And that will be my line in the sand, will be this line right here. There are some things, us being in the Ichimoku cloud here in the daily, that's kind of concerning to me, because usually, you'll hear me say price usually gets spit out of a green Ichimoku cloud when you come into it. However, if we're really, really super bullish, often you can see them come into the cloud and bounce right out. I mean, that's not the norm, but it does happen. And it also happened right back here. We bounced to the bottom of the trend line, and that's what gave us this trend line, and bounced to the top of it, right? So that's my hopeful outlook, what I'm looking for. This is an if-then thing. If we bounce here, I'm all in, looking for a bigger move. This area is also right under here. There is this wick down to this area. We've even got a trend line going there, testing it. But that's where we started our range here. Down here, 59,168. Making a price below that, even just a wick below it, not a good sign. That would put in a lower low for us, though. We don't want to see that. And that could spell definitely even coming down here to 53 for sure. But if we can just get a bounce here and see something more positive over, say, the next 2 to 3 days, might be looking at something. And I've got a reason to say that. Now, when we zoom out and we take our Fibonacci from swing low to swing high, see this same area right here at 60,106 is the number I'm actually getting here. The 236 Fibonacci area, if we can bounce off that area, it will be followed by a hellacious move to the upside, which is a little reminiscent of kind of what happened over in this area when we had a little bit of a pullback. And I'm more thinking of this guy right here. When we came up and then we came down to the 236, and then once we got back above that high again, it was fierce. And in my personal opinion, if I had to compare where we are in the market to last cycle, this is it. Where they come up, got priced just to 20,000. That was amazing. Right? We were right at our all-time high. Sound familiar? Sound familiar? In that high area. Sound familiar? Kind of bouncing between 19.5 and probably I would suspect about 18.2. Let's see what they did down here. About 19.8 all the way down to, she came all the way down to 16. That was a big drop. That was a nice one. Scared a lot of people, right? But it wasn't too drastic, really. It's about an 18% drop. But we bounced off a 236 Fibonacci area, and that's the main thing. And we followed trend lines. We didn't break one. So we should hope for something along those. That's kind of important. If we break a trend line, then not a chance for this to happen. But I think we're looking at something similar right now. That's how I'm looking at it. Might be totally wrong. That's why we got a line in, or why I've got a line in the sand. I can't tell you what to do. I can only share my ideas. And there are a lot of ideas out there, and some of them are very bearish, and a lot of them are just confused. And that's exactly what I think that they want you to be in that situation if they were going to bounce it to the upside. Lots of macro news or things that could bounce us to the upside. It is a safe haven if things start getting worse and de-dollarization and all that. Definitely crypto and Bitcoin would be a nice place, and a lot of stuff going on with BRICS. Bitcoin is on the he's on the right track with that, but it's nothing new. It's just more and more realized. But shout out to everybody that's hanging out with me tonight. We'll take a look at altcoins and see how that's going. We'll take a look at the indices here, get a feel for what might be happening in the market. This is Sunday. I'd like to take a look at the week. This is a good time to kind of get a feel for what might be ahead of us for this whole week. So you don't have to go there blind. And it tickles me when I see some of the. There are lots of good analysts out there. There's a few that I like to watch because it's amazing how what they watch earlier. Trying to look at the big picture and like the Monday comes, it's like it's forgotten. If you're on that little time frame, so it's just interesting. But everybody has a different way to look at this market because there's more opportunities to learn some new things. So shout out to everybody here. Let's see what we got. We got Dave P in the house, Rising Suns, Trega. There's Haven. Haven said thank God he peeled it a little off the top. That's my man. That's how to do it. You got dry powder in case this goes a little south. And even, Bitcoin does good. That doesn't necessarily mean it's all going to start pouring back into the altcoins. Bitcoin's, it all depends on Bitcoin dominance. And if that, Bitcoin could steal the show and outperform. Even says to me, 38 so long gummy today, man. Go. That's good. That's awesome. And Jackson, how's it going, Jackson? Take a look at QNT. We'll do that. I got that on my list here for you. Sam Webb, how's it going? It's Remy No Limit. Glad to have you. And there's Haven. Give a gift and a membership. Thank you so much, Haven. And a Mercy Received was gifted that membership. Quan Boy Beats, hey, we got a membership there, and Crypto Maxi also got a membership. Hey, welcome to the stream, guys. I do have some membership streams. We'll be doing another one this week. Haven't decided when. Looks like they're kind of falling in the middle of the week, like early middle, like Tuesday, Wednesday. Those are pretty good days. So far, I'm kind of thinking maybe 8 p.m., 8 p.m., something like that for those. Who knows? I might do some extra things in there too, But I am going over teaching how I do my TA and everything, so it's kind of like a free course for the main thing we've been going over. But there's a lot we can do that way, and I think other YouTubers are starting to see that too. And everybody has a different take on it. It's Remy No Limit says, can you do Ada Sol and Algo? All right, add those to my list there. All right, let's take a look at the indices here. Let me get it set up with Bitcoin dominance. Got to see the Bitcoin dominance. Now, it's been interesting because she's been falling some, right? That's kind of, can be good. If I can remember not to take this off the stream here. But if Bitcoin dominance goes down and Bitcoin's also going down, then alts are basically kind of stable. Otherwise, if the dominance is going down and Bitcoin either goes up or Bitcoin just goes sideways, it's usually favorable for our altcoins. So let's keep an eye on that. But we're at a place here where Bitcoin dominance could be bouncing and coming back to the upside. So now if it goes up and Bitcoin goes up, or if Bitcoin goes down, then we see negative action out of our altcoins. So it's not good. It's just not in our favor usually when you see Bitcoin dominance going to the upside. Now if this number continues to go up and Bitcoin just kind of hangs out and doesn't do much, well, I mean, altcoins, it's just, you're always at an iffy point whenever Bitcoin dominance is going up. That's why when you see a true altcoin season, it's when Bitcoin dominance has truly peaked out for the cycle and has reversed. And then that is full-fledged altcoin season. We're nowhere near that right now, but We've all been looking for Bitcoin dominance to come up to the 60% areas. We haven't quite made it up there just yet, but we're at 54 now, coming from 50 back in January. And, you know, what this means is that Bitcoin is just steadily outperforming our altcoins overall. If you had a portfolio of altcoins and a portfolio of Bitcoin and compared them, well, your Bitcoin made money quicker than your overall bag of altcoins. There are outliers. There are definitely some that have went up, but in general, Bitcoin's still in the show, and that could continue as global adoption comes on. And that's what I've been wondering about this cycle. If Bitcoin will, in fact, steal the bulk of the show in this cycle. But there's always that sweet spot at the end of the cycle when people get tired of that Bitcoin and say, let's throw it in small coins. Just might have to be more patient with altcoins, what I'm wondering. So we need to take a look at total 3 and probably the others right over here. The others, I'm kind of leaning with this one to give me a little bit more, a clearer view. This is excluding the top 10 altcoins or cryptos. And it looks like we're getting a nice little bear flag here that could actually take us down in altcoins. Right up above this is total 3, and you can see we could be coming back down, losing another 20 billion. Could happen. Doesn't mean that it will. We could find support where we are. That's what I hope. That would be awesome. But don't be surprised if we do see another 20 billion coming down and we retest this area. Hopefully now we can get a bounce here. Hopefully this will kind of make a W, and maybe we can break out of this channel that we're in and start seeing some more upward action again. With total 3, if you zoom out and look at it, we're in a megaphone pattern. Now these are typically bearish. Might this be the time for the bearishness to catch up with us? You know, it might. We got 1, 2, and I'm counting these two together. This will be our 3rd time coming back down and playing with it, right? Technically, this would be the 4th time we would actually be touching it after establishing it. That could be the breakdown. You know, usually we kind of just give things 3 chances, and after that it's kind of not as bullish anymore. So I have to keep that in mind. But it does look right now that we probably need to take a look on a bigger screen over here. Now that looks like a rollover for sure right there. So yeah, I would look for at least about another 10 billion, if not 20 billion to come out. The possibility of us coming down here. Ooh, I don't want to see that, but we might. I have to keep a close, that's why we keep a close look at it. See if we can get any clue here.
Flows too fast, too constellation and stars, too laughs, too hearts. Out of this world is straight off the Mars. Said two bars, flows too fast, too constellation and stars.
I'm getting more of a confidence that we might actually see a few billion come back out. So it looks like it will be kind of a, you know, what was that? Where's my little drawer thing? Coming down and probably get a little sideways. So it looks like May is not going to be that fun for us as far as altcoins going. From what I can see now, if I had to project this, and since this is the weekly close, right? Let's do the weekly for altcoins here. Also looking on the weekly on the regular candles here and everything. Oh, that's not bad, not horrible. Ichimoku Cloud gives us lots of hope here. Also, on the weekly for altcoins, weekly, 200 moving average, and here's the 50, just slowly coming up until 1 week it will actually cross. Now that's probably not this month. Definitely probably be this month, but maybe toward mid or the end of May, might see something like that. Overall, moving averages look pretty good for altcoins, so I wouldn't get too scared. We've also got stochastics down at the bottom, so they're reset and ready to go. Now they can stay down here for a while, so we can't just count on that, but when they do start turning to the upside, stochastics is this weird looking line right here. But when it starts flipping to the upside, then that's when we're likely to get our pump going on. So that would be one sign we watch. The only concerning thing I got is our lagging indicator here, the old MACD, which on the weekly just... that looked nasty. To be honest with you, that looked nasty. She did that before, and it seems like it, you know, it can last a while. Now it's nice that we've just popped above the 0 line, so if any kind of pullback probably won't be too severe, but if we were further up like over here, yeah, I would expect a bigger pullback. So MACD is saying, baby, be careful, be careful. So we could spend several weeks a little bit on the downside and slowly try to turn around here. Let's take a look now quickly at Bitcoin on the weekly here on a clear chart if I've got one. I'm still saying overall this looks bullish to me. I mean, looking at the Ichimoku cloud on the bigger picture, and I'm talking that will take months to play. It looks like we're going to have kind of a slow sideways quarter 2 as we get into summer, starts into May and June. I'd really got to see a bounce off this trend line. Because, and again, I'll say it again, if we lose that trend line, you'll see me flip bearish. So weekly we're still okay, but as far as Bitcoin goes, we're in between the 9 and the 21 moving average, and we have the possibility to come down and tap that 21 moving average area. That's at 54,000. That is on the table as a possibility, but we could also find support on the trend line and recover that 9. 9 is coming in about 66,400. Overall, let's see, what price is it? 65.5-ish is what I've got, and the price that I on the weekly. The weekly top we got over here from our last high. That's the price I need to see us get above and hold at some point. If we see that sign, that's bullish. But again, I want to remind you what happened over here. Can't even see it on the weekly. You got to come over to what, the daily to see that. Where did you go? Right over here. Go back to the 236 Fibonacci like we've done. It was hanging out between the 9 and the 21. It did come back and touch the 21. Rode it for a little bit and bounced over. Even came back again. Did it not once but twice to scare people out. And then she was gone, baby. She was gone. And she respected the trend line that she was on, and to me that equates to this one. This one. So let's turn now over to the altcoins. We'll check QNT. It's got to be a dark horse because it is definitely not our performer. She's back at $100 one more time, hanging around with Ben Franklin again. Just can't stay away from $100, can we? We've got a trend line that she already poked a hole in the wall, so that's not so great. Meaning that the next time she touches it, doesn't have to stick, and we could come back and see $84. I think we need to look at some more, even bigger time frames here. Let's bring in a few friends. Yeah, I knew she had to be around somewhere. Oh, Lucy. I'll have to knock those prices down. So I've got this red moving average right here that price is below, and no bueno. No bueno at the moment for QNT. I don't mean to scare you, but just got a lot of making up to do. But I'm in it too. Dang, really? My larger moving averages, I'm in on the 4 hour time frame now, but ooh. And it's the order that they're in. This is not too bad. 800 moving average up here, but the 666 went under it. The 200 just went under the 800. We're getting too much stuff under the 800 moving average here on some of these bigger time frames. Not bueno, no bueno. And then that brings up this idea that we're getting a bearish retest. So now that makes sense for them to be under there. Oh gosh, that means I'm gonna have to do something with my QNT bags. Because if they respect that measure move, you could be, don't shoot the messenger. I mean, possibility to come back to $68 there. Let's see if we can figure out a little bit of magic here. Maybe she bottomed. Let's hope that she bottomed. Good OQ&T. This is when we gotta zoom out. Let's go to the dailies, line up our trend lines there. She starts losing this again, I'm gonna be concerned. Was that $100? I might actually de-risk a little bit on QNT if she starts opening the candle below there, because it could come back down to 80, 84, and maybe even 68. We don't want to see that happen because that would suck. I don't want to see that. And then we would be in this freaking downward channel. And, you know, there's some nice confluence that could be it. We don't want that to be it. We want this one to be it. But we got all this weirdness up here. It may not be it. QNT, my. Now, stochastics are starting to bottom out. That's one thing that we got for us, but they still got some more room to do that, you know. And look, it came down here and then went sideways, had a little up, but see, you know, she can stay down for a long time. And what happened for price all that time? Kept going sideways and then eventually down. So just because they're at the bottom, don't believe everything that you might hear. They can get pinned down there and price can keep going in whatever direction it's headed. It's only when they flip-flop and we start getting above areas that when we want to rely on stochastics. Man, this is a little concerning, honestly, because that is a rollover. Oh, QNT, my gosh. Let's see if the other altcoins are looking as bearish as some of the. I mean, there's hope, but it's gotta work a miracle now. It's gotta can't get below 100, man. And we got Cardano to take a look at. Now, just as a reminder that the warning was given that, you know, you needed to take profits over here at this 3.618 reversal area for total 3 altcoins. And I didn't nail it either. I did better than I would have normally done, but still. I wish I'd taken more profits. Lessons learned. Got a plan to change that now. But we could be getting a nice big correction out of altcoins. That's why we're hoping that this trend line will hold. If not, well, we gotta experience that bigger correction, and it will not be fun. Cardano. Oh, nice. Well, at least Cardano is above Lucy. We're putting the devil in the picture because, well, the devil is in control of the world right now. If you have not noticed and looked around and seen everything on the news, clearly the devil is in the details. And here she is right here in crypto, right here in Cardano. Price will probably come back down and talk to her one more time about 40 cents there. Hopefully that will hold. Everything else looks pretty good, actually. 200's above it, 100's above it. Got to get these little guys above that 800 moving average. That's this orange line here. Eventually, these got to get above it. That might take a little while. So 40 cents with a possibility. I can't see it yet, but there might be a possibility of hitting 35, but we would have to go a lot more bearish for that. My personal opinion. Got a little bit of a, let's get to a 3-day. That's interesting. So we had a falling channel, broke to the upside. That was awesome. Had a rising channel, which we just basically kind of lost. And it's about at the measure move, really. So where are you saying? Oh, that's where we're getting that target, right? That 35 cent area. So that's where that might come in. It doesn't have to, but it could. You've also got this little catch here that started holding. So now we got an actual 2 touches there. So it makes it a valid trend line. And it may hold. It may get a bounce here. But man, that Ichimoku cloud being in the green, that kind of leans a little bit more to 35 cents. Slowly getting there. It's already double bottom here. And some confluence for that would be a 786 retracement. It doesn't have to, but a little bit more confluence saying, yeah, that's probably a good area to put your eye on for Cardano. Might see 35 cent, 35, 36 cent Cardano again. But it's looking like it's like not soon. It's more like maybe a week or so away, if that makes sense. It's on the table. And take a look at Solana. Swole. I did it, didn't I? Left that thing on there. I do that. Hey, there's Joe from Trade Intuition. Saw a little bit of your stream earlier today, Joe. Always glad to have you here. Joe is another YouTuber. Go check him out. Get some good alpha on how to trade these charts. Jamie Paycheck, how's it going, my man? And Why Crypto, how's it going? Sleek Cole, how's Art Black looking, Chief? Saw your video from a while back and wanted to know if there was an update. I looked at that in a minute. Put that one on the list here. Let's take a look at, let's see, what was the name? Oh, Solana. We got to finish Solana here, right? So 3-day chart. Wow. Cloud looks okay so far. Cloud's got some strength to it. I like that. I keep the Ichimoku cloud on here. Just, man, it just, when I'm above a green cloud like this, price above it, that's a good strong move, and that's what you want to see. And when you get in the middle of the cloud, you're in no man's land, and you need to be very careful because it could spit you to the downside. I just like to keep it on the back cloud just as a reminder. And there's a I'm going to the wicks here. Normally I pull from candle bodies, and what that tells me is that, you know, we broke up, lost that trend line. Come down with the new information that we got on trend lines. Going here, there was a little something there weaken it. And according to that one, we just lost it. But if we take in all the information, including the wicks, because they will be candle closes on a lot of time frames, we haven't broken that. And we're in a very familiar pattern that we've seen a lot, which is normally a bearish pattern. And we could be breaking down here, or we might bounce up and come back and break down. That could happen as we get close to that cloud. We like to see price away from the cloud. It's always a good thing. But we lost the 9 moving average, lost 21. Might find some solace here at the 50. Found some solace here in that area already. Ideally, what we'd want to see is just a bounce off this trend line, and then we can eventually work our way up and maybe come back up to... I'm on a market cap. I'm not on Solana. That happens sometimes. Let's do it over on, let's go with Binance. Should be very similar here. Same thing. Just that we got prices instead of market cap. So basically, they still need this trend line to hold, man. Will it? Will it not? There's a good chance that it will. We're at a 382. That would be cool too, man. If we can hold this level, bouncing off of a 382, like if we actually do find support here and bounce, that's going to be a strong move. That's going to be a really a strong move. That's going to give you like a up to $330 kind of target type move. So you got that idea, but only if we bounce here. Now the moving averages look cool. They're showing that the momentum is up and to the right. 200, 150, 21. They're all good. It's just that price decided to take down, and the 9 decided it would follow and cross over the 21, which kind of puts us in iffy territory right against this trend line, which, you know, market makers like to do that. We're on a 3-day candle, so that's the weekend candle. Now the daily looks a little scary. The daily looks like a rollover. Unless we get that little bounce here, because we got that 100 moving average there. Give us a little supporty party. So 100 days. This is the average price for the last 100 days for Bitcoin. Or for Solana, not Bitcoin. You average it out, it would be $138. If we can hang out there and maybe bounce, we're good. But the market's kind of saying, man, we start losing that price. I'm starting to think, you know, maybe I can get this cheaper. Maybe I can get this more around $94, $100. Don't want to see that. Don't want to see that at all. Moving average wise, we got one, the 666 is under the 800. So we got a smaller moving average under a larger one, and it needs to cross. And that's what you really need. When we get that cross, I think we should see a very big move up, but I don't see that happening anytime too soon. It's got to be a big move up to pull this price. Price has got to go first. So interesting. Overall, the moving averages do look good. I just wouldn't expect a big blast off to the moon with this one being below that one. Let's see what else we got. Stochastics, they're kind of in the mid-range there. Could be coming down. Not seeing any notable divergence for where we are now. There was some here that gave us a bounce, but not much of one. Wow, that's kind of disappointing bounce. That's right above my accumulation mark that we're trying to hold there. Need to hold 136. Really, all the signs say we need to hold that. If we start losing 136, man, I would, which we're right on it. I know, right? Check out the 4-hour here, and here we go. To show you how Lucy kind of comes into play, she's always coming in somewhere. Now this is cool. Now the 666 is above the 800. Those are the moving averages I've got turned on right here, and that's where we're finding support with price. Now that's good. They've already crossed their upside. 360 is up to the. This looks good. 4-hour. 4 hours says, yeah, baby, we might actually find a bounce here, even though Market Cipher is saying, hell no, I want to dump on your ass. Where'd your red dot go, Market Cipher? It looked so big just down here, and now it's gone. Oh, it was from a couple of candles ago, right? So basically, you might be playing out already. There's hope on the 4-hour. I like that for Solana. Let's hope. I know somebody out there is going to say this. They're going to say we got a top pattern at a bottom. There's a shoulder, head, and shoulder to the downside, which... That's so cute.
I've been the man.
I think as a market maker, just having fun. I swear I do. When I see that, I really do. I just think that's them having fun.
I just do me. I don't chase trends. First they all hate, then they want to make friends. Talking about weed, that was
In my school of thought, you have reversal patterns that happen on the bottoms and the tops, and then you got continuation patterns that happen in between. And it's just odd if it just don't make sense when you get a bottom pattern at a top and a top pattern at a bottom. It's just And Algorand is the next one, right? Ooh, what we got here? Little breakout and retest this trend line and the 100 moving average, and we're what, the 4 hour? Below the Lucy line. It's good that, you know, the 800's up there. It sucks that the 200's trying to kamikaze and dive to the downside on it. So you're likely to see some more downside, unfortunately, out of this as it just kind of rides this trend line down. But those other moving averages should have enough momentum to kind of bring her back up to the surface, I think. Let's see, we're at a 618 area. Okay, not bad. It might hold around this area, but there is the possibility. I would, you know, it might work to your advantage, depending on what your strategy is. If I can ever find, why can I never find you when I need to find you? Where's my cheat sheet? Here's it is, cheat sheet. So maybe down to 17 cents in that area, that might be a possibility. But yeah, to add an E bottom here at this area, flagged up above it. Honestly, I would be looking, before that, I would look at this area. That would be it's about 18.5 cents. It's like a juicy place to come down and try to retest. So it could be making a falling wedge or falling channel here with a good chance to break to the upside. So it's got a chance to hold in this area about 18, 19 cents, but if it doesn't, 17.24 would be the next level or to test after that. But overall, have we got, oh Lord, got Lucy playing around over here. See, here she is again on the daily. And that's what we're finding resistance on, and that kind of changes things a little bit. We busted above her and came back down. Might we try her again? Maybe. If we can get close to that red cloud, we might. Wow. That's going to be a big thing to get over, is this particular moving average area, and that's going to be 20 cents, right under 21 cents. Looks like that's going to be a tough one. There's all kinds of resistance areas through there. Horizontal, diagonal. Oh, yeah. We had an inverted head and shoulders that went up and came back down. Did you fail? Are you invalid? If she makes a low or a lower low than this, we consider it invalid. And she did, so, well, that sucky sucks. All right, you are invalid now. And now we just go back to the old channel idea. So, we had a channel, broke to the upside of it and came back and retested it, and may come back and retest that again. I hope not. But if so, we could be looking down 17, maybe even to 14 cents. Again, just have to take it a little at a time, but overall, I like it. The moving averages have got some work to do, but man, it's not horrible. And then that's what we're looking at now, right? A bearish retest and possibly coming a little bit down to the downside a little bit. Altcoins. Let's take a look at Art Block. And Coinbase, I think is the best place to look at that. Ooh, nice. She's holding pretty good. I mean, she's getting tired. I don't like this curving there. All right, let's... You should get 3 humps and a dump is a good general rule of thumb, way to kind of just keep in the back of your mind. It also works backwards, it's 3 dumps and a pump. Just as a general kind of rule. A guideline, if you will. Let me mess around with this just a second. Yeah, Elliot, they look like a 5-wave to me too. So if this is like a 5-way, a 3 hump and a dump thing, you get a what's known as an ABC correction, and that would be after the last high, you come down for an A, you come up for a next high, which is usually a Fibonacci. Usually it's 618, right, like that, and then we pull back down to one of these cool little areas. Probably more than likely $1.50 if this holds out. And I concur with that. But for that to happen, you also have to lose this trend line, which does not happen. If that does not happen, then we'll screw this idea. It's invalid. I can't get it off that way. Yeah, there are some people that like to call these an ascending cup and handle, and I just think it's better if you just don't try to make up your own patterns. Just kind of go by the general guidelines that we got there, and even if it is or not or whatever, if you just zoom out, follow your basic trend lines, simplify it. Whatever's playing off, flags, whatever, you're still in a channel, man. So we got a range of a bottom of the channel to the top of the channel. To me, that is the simplest way to do all this. I mean, I can go in here and tear this down to flag here, flag this, flag that. Can we get a breakout of this and get an entry in that? We can go here and try to identify every little pattern and move that it makes. But in the longer run, what works best for me is zooming out. I'm just on the 2-hour here, man. And that's, we got a channel, and kind of tells me if we bounce, then we can come up and see 330. If we lose it, then, well, we can come down and see $1.50. It's pretty much that easy. And there's even a possibility to, I don't want to hear it, I'm sure, come back down to $1. We don't want to see that yet. But it's on the radar just as much as if we break to the upside of this channel. Could be seeing up to 461. We got it going for us on both sides there. It is nice to see our rounded shape there that did bounce off the trend line. We just got to see it, respect this trend line. Looks like it could be right there. Make a high, baby. We got Miles. I saw Miles. What's up, Miles? 3 humps and a dump. Are we talking about TA or Tinder? Hey, there's Donna. How's it going, Donna? Good to see you. You're up early. Donna's got the gift for picking gems. She's a gem picker. Let's see. What should we take a look at here? Take a look at IAOZ. That's one of the newer projects that I've been building bags on. Oh, look, nailed it. So those are yellow, those are fib areas. Okay, so we got both of those. Cool. What are we doing now? The devil's in the details right here. I would normally turn that off. I wouldn't normally use that. Normally price is away from it, but it looks like on a lot of charts we are right around the 800 and of course the 600 moving averages there on some of the larger time frames showing up. That's a little concerning. We don't ever want to lose an 800 moving average. That's bearish. So AIOZ, let's see if we can do something quick here. Let's get all this off of here. That may, well, no, those can still come into play. I don't want to erase that just yet. We don't need this one. That's hit. I was hit. Nailed it. Is that confluent? What is this? None of this is current anymore. Let's see what we got. Trend line wise. I'm afraid if I take my moving averages off, I'll forget about them. That's when I make videos, I do that. And I just forget to talk about what I wanted to talk about. So we got a bit of a trend line here, a basic one. That's all right. Take it and line it up with that candle body that's there. Now, if I copy this and lay it on top, we should have something. And there we go. Nice. Just kind of zoom in and tighten it up because, well, why not? Oh, you could have. No, you're good. That's good. That's. Lay it right there on the top. What we got? Oh, beautiful. We haven't broken it yet. That's a good sign. Right in the middle of an Ichimoku cloud. Not the best sign. It's got a little sliver of red over here. Not the best sign. Just saying. We got a nice little 618 touch there. What happened there? Okay, so we're going to, well, you touched at the 50 there. Going from that one, impulse move, grab that whole move there. Oh, it would suck if that trend line breaks, but it probably will, and it's a good chance it might actually see somewhere around 54 cents. Retest the bottom of this trend line again, see if that holds, or, you know, maybe if we get lucky. But, man, there had to be something really bullish coming in. Oh, that cloud. What do you say here on our indicators? That's just a little bit of hidden divergence that has confirmed. Oh, no. Oh, no, because that one didn't close lower. Zooming in. Oh, gosh darn it. AIOZ. Well, 54 cents would be a good place to add to my bags in it. Why Crypto says, dog, Gary also a gem or not? Is it a gem? Gary, I was very impressed with it when I did my research on it. I've got a bag I'm growing a bag of it. I don't have a huge bag of it or anything, but it is on my list of ones I'm working on to grow. I'm also trying to cut down a bunch of them. So if you take a look at Gary and take a look at the tokenomics over here, we got fundamental grade about right in the middle. We don't have enough information here. I was hoping we get an evaluation grade. She's sitting neutral right there. Gary, well, the tokenomics, It's a $2 million market cap, so she's risky, but it's a network, so a layer 1 at 10 million. I mean, that's, for me, I'm willing to take that risk. It's got circulating supply of 437 million, so we're not talking like 400 billion or anything crazy, or even 40 billion. So that's reasonable. Total supply is we got under $1 billion here. I want to cross-check this with CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. Just find that's a good idea to do from time to time. World's largest Web3 audio and video live streaming platform. So kind of on the grounds of data, media. There's some other tokens that are kind of doing something similar, but they've already got 200 million downloads, and I haven't actually tried it. I haven't actually looked at it or used it, but I can definitely, see that they got everything lined up pretty nicely there. Roadmap's been referenced since 2021, and the nice little roadmap ahead for us. And they're going into a multi-chain wallet. I think that's kind of interesting. And DEX integration for swaps. So they're doing some stuff over here. And at $10 million market cap, where we are at this cycle, I think she can do some numbers with 1,000x for you. I don't think it's going to be that big of a project. I mean, you also got to realize that a lot of these projects get it creates a bubble, and they get very overvaluated. That's what we're trying to take advantage of. That's the whole game, because at the end of this cycle, they get crazy overvalued. But think about it. What if you had a software company that's making an app? Do they normally list for $500 billion in value? No, not usually. Now, if they have a crypto coin, they might, but you might start seeing a lot more of that after they get all this security stuff straightened out. So Gary's still looking good. She lost his main area we wanted to try to flip, so we've tested that and has resistance, so do expect some more downside. And it could be anywhere along this trend line where we can bounce and even, well, let's get it. Yeah, okay, that's a little confluence for that area too. So I'm looking for about 15, or I'm sorry, 0.015 area. It may come down there, and we're at 0.02. We're at 2 cents now, so there could be a little bit more of a drawdown for it. And that's, man. So it's always good to bring this tool out. That's actually a big drawdown. That's 30%. But then, if you pick some up there and we come back to areas that we just left and retest that area we just lost, that'd be 77% gains. Coming back up to this previous high we had, it's 200% gains. So it's all in how you look at it and how you plan, when you plan to enter it. But overall, like we talked about, she's had some nice prices before. So to me, and why I'm in it, is because we're in an accumulation area. We're in a bottom. Best place to take a risk on something like this, because a few $100s can turn into a few thousand, and maybe several, maybe tens of thousands. Does seem to be a little bit. Where was you? No, I thought I saw some divergence here on the daily, but I'm not seeing it as pronounced. But yeah, she can definitely come down. Now, not getting above this red trend line here. That was a Fibonacci accumulation zone. Looks like we're back underneath that accumulation zone. Just a little patience. It's not looking like the next 6 to 8 weeks are going to be that awesome for alts. Unless, there are some certain things that it does really quick or soon. And again, total 3. If we see a bounce the next couple of days, maybe there's something, but
You can't tell me a damn thing. I'm lost. At least it's a daydream. I turn into a hole. My days don't stop.
take a look at Rune.
My heart is beating like crazy.
She's on sale at $5 again, probably coming down to about $4.70 sometime this week. Could be happening. Ichimoku Cloud's getting kind of nice and thick there. After we get a bounce, it's a good chance we might be headed right into it.
Whichever way it's told, I'm the king of letting go. Yeah, my grip's pretty loose on the
Hey, welcome, JN. Good to see you.
in the gold. I wanna scream Geronimo.
Let's take a look at Tau.
Fall down a hole in my
Now, I have not bought any of this recently, and I'm trying to figure out, oh man,
so it's better you embrace them.
what's a good place to nibble at this guy. And
Feel my realist the moment I take my hands off. Yeah, control is an illusion. You got it. You stupid. You hold no
let's see, we're on the daily.
blind luck to find purpose.
There's some bullish divergence forming right here.
You can pull leverage, push buttons, turn keys, move the knobs around. Tell yourself you're in control. Just
Not a bad place to nibble, but if it loses this trend line, that's what concerns me.
sitting on gold.
So here's the deal, man. When I'm looking at these things, especially like channels or patterns or whatever, I get that line, and then we're identifying what channel that we're in, right? And we break out of it. This would normally be a bearish channel. We broke out to the upside. That's normally good, right? But we come back in the channel. I'm always looking for it to come down and slam to the bottom of the channel. And then once it gets there, I got to be careful to make sure it stays in, because sometimes, especially in a bear market, you always see this. It seems like they'll just keep on going. We don't want that to happen. We don't want it to break, and it could. So we're not out of the woods yet. We got to see a bounce here. So to me, 428 is probably for an investor, long-term holder, like what I'm doing on this. Which, how's it doing? I haven't checked on it. I've got mine over in this wallet, and I've picked up a little bit on exchange. I haven't ever transferred over here, but let's see if it's updated. 837, and now I got 8.5. So I just got it over here staking, and it made, from the last time I checked on it, it's been a little while though, but it made me some extra. And so my plan on this one is, like when we're in these areas like we are now, 421, well, I can nibble, man. I'll throw 50, 100 bucks in there, pick up a little bit. We come down to 386, I'll throw 50, 100 bucks, maybe 200 bucks, whatever I feel like doing. And that's, to me, I think that's a good area that we might actually wick to. This is an area that was, resistance for us. Even up to 350, could see a wick down that far. I really don't want to see wicks below that trend line. In my opinion, it weakens it, and that means that we could eventually break through it at some point and come even lower, and that would suck. Don't want that. But, we could also be, are you ready? Don't call me hoping. Look, the target's got reached. Nailed it. 748. So all that stuff's old hat. Ooh, you got it once, twice, 3 times a lady. Go, baby. So now we got, our old famous megaphone pattern, and now here's the thing. So it looks like, Road Dog, right? It looks crazy that you could go to $1,136 until that one day, if it does bounce there, and then it's got a reason to go up to the top of that channel. Definitely gonna happen. So do I mind buying here? Nope. Sucks that she breaks it though, but to me, that's just my take on it. Looking on the 4-hour, how you looking? Let's turn on the moving averages here. Should have done it on the daily. Let's do that. Where are you at on that? Ooh. So the daily says, can we do this without marking it? Thank you. I would love to see a bounce there. So these are the areas that we looked at as far as price action, even down as far as 350, I think we're talking about. That corresponds with this 200 moving average. It means We don't want to see candles start opening and closing below this trend line, but it can wick down there. So maybe this week, it might move up and price might wick down and touch it. That would be a juicy place for me personally I would be sniping that, but most people wouldn't. And I'm a bottom feeder. I like it when we get in the bottoms and bottom areas. Because the way I'm looking at it, this is a strong area of support over here, right? It should be. This red line. To me, I look at this as having less risk. Because if we do come down here and we bounce, then I've got at some of the juiciest, ballsiest prices to buy in. That when we start getting 1100, people say, how did I get that? Well, I jumped in. I wasn't scared. I had a plan to get it. And if it goes against me, well, then I can take a very minimal loss. If I jump in at, let's say if I bought a whole one. Let's say I bought a whole one at 385. And she comes down and she starts coming down to 338. Well, I could jump out and take a little bit of a loss. If I jump in at 386 and then I find her at $600 pretty soon, well, yeah, baby, that's what I like. So for me, I can take that risk, and it's all depends on individual risk tolerance. Some of you guys take a lot more risk than I do. And some of you guys, it's paying off really, really nice. So it's about find your inner voice. Find your inner trader. Just keep that degen on a leash, though. He likes being slapped around, he does. He likes the excitement. Follow the wedge on Arrow. Let's take a look at Arrow. Can we just look at Arrow? Well, you could think you could call it a falling wedge for sure. The only thing is that you've lost this big major trend line there, and to me, that's an issue. And that was one of the last final lessons that had to really sink in. Like, this is a line in the sand type line now for me. So, yeah, you could look at it as being a falling wedge. You sure can. And if we go candle bodies, it's more of a channel, but all depends on what time frame you're looking at it too. And yeah, you can. So and if you go by falling wedge, there's a 68% chance to break out to the upside. That statistic is actually, accurate for falling wedges. Now come down here. Let's say it does. What the good news is, it's got to reclaim this area at 137. That would be good. It's going to have a hard time doing that, in my personal opinion, but lost it here, so it's going to have trouble. But get some volume in and get a breakout, and then we got to get through 148 and probably get a pullback. That would be normal, because usually you'll get a pullback on the falling wedge. And you can get that breakout. And you could also, and I don't know where, but you could also get a retest of this guy and then come back on down and retest that breakout area and even lose it. You're more likely to get a bearish retest for this bigger pattern that we're in. That's why I like to zoom out and see the bigger pattern, because they hold more weight. But yeah, falling wedge. It's just that it wouldn't be the game changer one, because you got to get past this, all this noise. But it can definitely break to the upside. I would say most people are probably looking for a big old head and shoulders to go on. It could have done that, but now it's blew that out of the water. So you're probably right. It probably will find support here somewhere around 114, 115 to get a breakup. But yeah, 133 is going to be hard for it. 133 is going to be a struggle for Arrow. But now on the bigger time frame, the 3-day, we got a 21 moving average. So cool. That's the support. That could be support, might be. Your most reliable supports are your, the ones you can draw, your horizontals, and then come in with your diagonals, in my personal opinion. Moving averages, I mean, they move. It's just an average of price for so long. So you can call it support, and I guess, you know, you can, I don't know, you argue if it's support or not. You can see it where it bounces off those areas. So however you want to define it. But we need it to hold, and it's not holding below over this 50, and we're in a green cloud. So it looks like the daily says we might be coming down. I would be looking for the RSI on the bigger time frame, like the daily. And she needs to bottom out somewhere below 30 and then turn right around. And it shouldn't be too long. There should actually be that would be a great setup, because when she bottoms, when the RSI bottoms and then the stochastics are bottom and they flip both up, that's a strong buy in my personal opinion. And this one looks like it's getting ready to have a setup like that. We're at what, 32% now? So this RSI can continue down, price continue down, and, you know, level out. And now she may kind of stay down here. Usually you do get a bounce on RSIs, but you guys see the rule is it gets back above the 30, and then when it crosses the 30 or bounces off the 30, depending on your risk tolerance and what rules you set for yourself, that would be your buy signal. And now the stochastics also doing this, both of them doing it at the same time on a bigger time frame, is normally one of the best times that you can find to get in on an asset. You see those two things happen. So there might be a really, really juicy buy coming up. We just haven't got to it yet. And then you can also with a fib here, and that big juicy buy area, according to fib theory, would be right around just under $1 at the 618. With the also possibility of also coming back to 60, but we don't have to talk about that until we kind of see what's going on here. But the big thing was losing that trend line. No bueno, for short term anyway. And coming to the smaller time frame. Now, we're talking about the possibility of getting a bounce to retest this trend line up here. Probably won't make it up to that trend line, but there is the 100 getting ready to cross the 200. Now, sometimes when that happens, just keep an eye out. Doesn't happen all the time, but maybe I don't have a definite number for you, but if I had to guess at it, I would say probably 1 out of 3 times, maybe 2 out of 3 times, somewhere through there, that when it crosses, that sometimes you'll see price reverse, and it may actually come up and touch that 100 area before it drops back down. So you might see something like that come into the picture, if that helps in whatever strategy that you're working on too. So just something to watch out for. Guys, it is 12:16 on a Sunday night. I'm going to go ahead and bid you guys adieu. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully earlier. I'm really trying to go for 10:30 Eastern Standard Time for nightly streams, but kind of not nailing that as much lately. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you tomorrow night, and if I see any major updates that need to be addressed, I'll do like an emergency streamer or something like that. But so far, I'm just kind of curious to see how we do tomorrow. And as always, when we end the show, I like to take one last look at Bitcoin. Just a little overview, one little check back. And again, might we hold this? It's hopeful. My moving averages are rolling over. My 9's rolling over. It's kind of suggesting she wants to kind of come down a little bit. Market makers may have fun with that. They could just wick and come right back up to this trend line and test it. Just got to get a feel for what they're doing tomorrow, in my personal opinion. But there are other analysts calling for a possibility of 58 and everything. We've talked about that before. It is on the table. And if we lose that area, 54, maybe lower 50s could be on the table. Or we could bounce off this trend line I got drawn, and that's what I want to see. So that's my play, and we'll see if Road Dogg sucks or not very shortly. I'd say over the next 2 days or so. Because if we start breaking some candles back in this, I'm going to get bearish and start looking at the lower 50s. But until that happens, I still got the hopium. We might get a bounce here. Might be a nice bounce off a very important Fibonacci area. Confirming that with a higher low. I'm not ruling it out. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Come on, come here, bud. Come on. You freaky dog.
Channel your inner Marco Sailors. That's awesome.
I don't need to analyze.
Good night, John Boy.
Comes out, he's alive. Make it look like you're so ice, ice, ice. You won't make it to the finish line. Nope. Now if you gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. You was fine, never mind, unpredictable. Feet high off the ground, you ain't no one. You a star, blow it up like supernova.
Well, it's all right now because anything